going into the game, you guys heard me talk about this game being a measuring stick for us, and I own that reference. And tonight was a harsh measuring stick. I think there was moments where we showed toughness and made some plays, but it wasn't nearly enough. I think that's one of the harsh reality of losing a game like that when we don't execute on the level that we need to against a top 12, 14 opponent in their stadium. You're not going to feel great about the result. And, as I look at it, I think this is something that we have to learn from. And, I have to learn from it. And we have to regroup and learn from what we did well, what we didn't do well, and really attack that collectively. And I think because there were opportunities in all three phases that we did not take advantage of. And that's red line accountability. I tip my hat to those guys. Coach Campbell, Iowa State, they have a very good football team, and they did a great job tonight. But for us, moving forward, I'm looking forward to getting to work tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to seeing how our team attacks the process of getting the things fixed that didn't go well tonight, and that starts with me. So we got a lot of work to do. We have a lot of football left to play. I love this team. I'm excited about this team, but tonight wasn't good enough. I'll take your questions.
Especially the first quarter with the special teams. What did you see out of that game?
Which part?
Just as far as like the Dalton Johnson with the hits, with the missed field goal, all that. Just how much did that contribute to you guys losing?
Well, I think you missed a field goal. Those are momentum plays. You know what I mean? And so that because we put together a nice drive there, coming off the kickoff return. So that part of it is disappointing because we believe in Michael, and he's a young player, but he needs to make that kick, and he knows that. The Dalton, I got to see the film of that because that something looked funny there.
And then as far as health-wise, you guys had a lot of players play, including Riley Wilson. A pretty solid performance. What do you make of his performance and how he looked?
I think we're excited about Riley. I think Riley's a guy that we're excited to have him healthy and ready to rock and roll. And so you started to see him get into the mix tonight and be effective when he was in there. And I think the linebacker group is a good group for us. So I think the good thing is to have good players and depth and high level competition at as many positions as we can possibly have.
Noah just came in here and took accountability for the lack of rhythm on offense tonight. But just what did you see outside of kind of that the both scoring drives with the 2-minute drill in the first half? Just it didn't look like a lot of fluidity or rhythm tonight.
I agree, and I think that's that's one of those things that when your offense doesn't execute collectively, that's on everybody that's a part of it, coaches, players, all of us, and that's why I'm excited to get back, look at it, and see what those issues were. I thought Iowa State is a really sound defense, right? They play hard, they tackle well, and I think when we turn the ball over, those were such huge momentum swings in the game. We would have some momentum, be moving the ball, or we'd get a stop, be moving the ball, and then we had those turnovers come in like really, really costly times, and it really impacted the outcome.
And in particular, it looked like Noah's passes to Chris Hunter were off more than any other receiver tonight. Is that something that you've seen at all? Is that maybe due to Chris missing some camp and just the chemistry not being there?
I don't think so. I mean, he caught 10 balls tonight, right? Chris?
Check that.
No, 5?
6.
6. I think, I think more than anything, I think, some of those times Noah got moved off his spot, what I mean, with pass rush or pressure, and so that part of it is frustrating because Chris has been a really solid player for us.
What did you make of Iowa State's just attack on offense, just passing the ball, big plays, and then punching it in?
Yeah, I think that's the hard part about it is with the way they're built with their tight ends and their really big offensive line, the quarterback being an effective runner, them always getting to even or trying to get to +1 in the run game, and I thought they did a really good job of moving the football, combined with the big shots over the top. We got into some of those situations, and we gave up big plays down the field.
The defense has been, a big part of your success so far this season. What do you make of just entirely how that unit looked? And do you feel like they kind of took?
I think we can play better. I think everybody's going to say that. I don't think you need to be a genius to figure that out. You know what I mean? But I think we can play better in all three phases. And like I said earlier, this game was a big time measuring stick for us, and it was a harsh one. It hurts because they beat us and they beat us fair and square. But now, what are we going to do about it? That's what I want to know. Like, what are we going to do about it as a team, as a coaching staff? How are we going to fix it? Because that was not it.
How much did field position also affect?
Massive, right? Like that's like, especially when you're on the road, like those the field position swings. I would say really starting field position for Iowa State versus starting field position for us. Some of that was penalties. You know what I mean? Like some of that obviously on the drive with the hit Dalton on the kick catch interference, right? Like they were gonna have the ball in midfield, and then we added 30 yards of free yards on the kick catch interference, and then the pass interference there on down the sideline. So those are things you can't do. If you're going to be a good football team, you can't do those things.
One guy we didn't see a ton from is Quincy Craig tonight. I think 4 carries. Maybe expect a little bit more just with physicality that we've seen from him, and kind of what we talked about him being one of the strongest players in conference. Just not part of the equation tonight.
Well, I think, Ish ran the ball really well against a really good defense a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And so he got the lion's share of the carries. We feel great about that linebacker or about that running back room. We really do. All those guys can play. All of them can contribute. Tonight we went with Ish.
And maybe a bright spot in the offensive performance tonight was the offensive line only gave up 1 sack.
Yep.
Really just in the last 3-4 minutes of the game there.
Yep.
Just what you saw from them and kind of their protection of Noah overall.
I think those guys are coming together, and that's always an ongoing process with your offensive line because it's 5 players, and in that group we've got a couple of transfers and some young guys playing. But I think the Coach Oglesby's done a good job. I think we're making progress there. It's not good enough yet, but I think we're making progress.
And then last one, Trey Stooks getting his first interception since coming back. Just what it means for you, for him, for the staff, and the rest of the team to have him do that.
Stooks is a leader of our football team. He's an outstanding young man. He's a great player, and we're excited to have him back full speed. And I think as you see him continue to play and gain confidence and get his legs underneath him, you're going to see more great football plays from Trayden Stooks. So we're excited he's back.
We've seen this team answer to adversity over the course of the season. How do you think, what do you want to see moving forward, and how do you just look at things big picture and how this can maybe help you guys?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that we have to be honest about what happened tonight. We have to be really honest about it. We have to be willing to take the coaching. And coaches have to be honest with each other and ourselves about the plays we call, the situation we put our players in, that kind of thing. And if we're honest about it and really dive into our process, then that'll give us a chance to continue to improve as a football team. Because we're 1 month into this season, obviously we've got a ton of football left to play. And so how we attack the work, how we attack our process and make the adjustments and whether it's schematic or personnel changes we need to make, then that'll put us on the right track for where we want to go. But we're, like I've said this many times, like we are a football team. We want to compete for championships. And so we know that we have to get to work and we have to earn that process. Or we have to earn that through our process.
Thank you, everybody.